we'll introduce Lecture 6, and the main focus is going to be about writing a topic sentence. Now, a topic sentence is one of those important, if not the most important, sentence you write in a paragraph for many, many, many reasons. The most important reason, however, is going to be introduced in this lecture. And one word of caution is that please don't consider writing a topic sentence to be the easiest part or some big deal. No, it's a very serious matter. Actually, it's a craft that you get better in the more you practice. So indeed, it is a serious matter, and it shows your development regarding training yourself in writing a very good paragraph. So please don't take this matter lightly. Now, what I've wrote here is that the topic sentence tells the reader the subject of the paragraph. So that's something important. So the minute or the moment the reader reads the topic sentence, usually located at the beginning of the paragraph somewhere, the reader would understand what you intend to talk about in this paragraph. What's the subject matter? What do you intend to elaborate on? And in addition to that, he or she would probably and should get a feel of your opinion. Either you are for or against. In a descriptive paragraph, for example, the topic sentence is general enough to unite all the descriptive details in the paragraph. So, in your descriptive paragraph, the topic sentence is not something specific, it's not something detailed, it's actually something very broad to give the reader the motivation to continue and explore what you have to say more about this topic. So, it's general enough, that's on one side. On the other, it's focused enough to grab the reader's attention. Indeed. So, it should also indicate the writer's feeling or opinion about the place. Let's say if you're describing something about a place. So all in all, it's a very important matter because it gives you focus, it grabs the reader's attention, and it's written in such a careful way, in a thoughtful way, that it kind of summarizes what you want to say in the following paragraph. These two examples are examples of a bad topic sentence and a good topic sentence. So please consider them carefully. A bad topic sentence would read something like this: my neighborhood is a nice place to live. Now, let's consider this sentence to be our topic sentence. Yes, you are going to understand, excuse me, you are going to, sorry, So you are going to notice that the sentence is going to talk about my neighborhood. But what you said is that your neighborhood is a nice place. So, a nice. Sorry. When you say your neighborhood is a nice place, it gives the indication, indeed, that you're going to speak positively about your neighborhood. It tells us that you probably like your neighborhood very much. So your opinion is more or less clear, that you're kind of positive or supportive of your neighborhood. However, the sentence is just too broad. It's too general. It doesn't tell me why. It doesn't tell me any details that you intend to talk about. So, to make this clear, meaning how this first sentence is a bad example of a topic sentence, let's compare it to what's considered a good or a very good topic sentence. And that happens to be the next sentence we have here. My neighborhood is fascinating. Okay? So you have the word fascinating. Excuse me. And why is that? Because people from many countries live in it. So yes, it's a fascinating place. And saying fascinating is just like saying it's nice, but in a better way. In addition to that, what you did was you indicated to me as a reader that you're going to tell me why. Now, I know as a reader that you're going to talk, this paragraph is going to be about a neighborhood, your neighborhood, and that you like your neighborhood, and you're going to tell me why. And that the why is because people from many countries live in it. So, in this small sentence at the beginning of your paragraph, just from reading this, I can understand what you're going to talk about, and in addition to that, I know that you're going to give me more reasons. I'm going to expect more stuff to be said, more information to be provided. That tells me why this is such a fascinating place to live in, and you're going to talk about the people from many countries and how they participate in making this neighborhood a fascinating place to live. So compare it now to the first bad topic sentence. Sorry, I'm having technical problems here. My neighborhood is a nice place to live. And that's it. I know your opinion is supportive. You like your neighborhood, and I know your opinion now. But you just said my neighborhood is nice. That doesn't give me much, and it's not interesting. It's dull and boring. So a writer usually avoids that. Fair enough. Moving on now to exercise 10 on page 28. You're supposed to choose the best topic sentence in this exercise regarding this topic. I don't know why this is okay. So the topic is your room, my room. Now you're going to write about a paragraph. You're going to write a paragraph about your room. Now what would be a good example of a topic sentence for this paragraph? So you have A, B, C, and D. We have to choose one. So A says, my room is a perfect place for one person to live. B, many people live in single rooms. C, my room is nice. And D, I love the big window. I would choose A. As a topic sentence. Because B talks about many people. And that's not my topic. The topic is my room. And C says my room is nice. Just flat, nothing interesting. And D, I love the big window, which is not related to anything about the room. Well, my room might have a window, but beginning a paragraph about my room saying I love the big window would probably give me expectations that you're going to talk about the window, not the room. So I would suggest that A is the correct answer. Another topic is my house. A, B, C, and D. A, there are a lot of houses like mine in my neighborhood. B, I love my house because it is filled with happy memories. C, big houses are best. D, my family lives in a good house. Now, when you say A, there are a lot of houses like mine. And a lot. What does that tell us, really? That if a lot of houses are like your house, it's probably not interesting. If a lot of people have the same thing, it's probably that what you're going to talk about doesn't have anything interesting to know about. So that's not good. that's not a good idea to actually introduce a paragraph with. B, I love my house because it is filled with happy memories. This is a good candidate to be a topic sentence. Why? Because now I know your opinion, that you love your house, so you like it, and it's filled, and this is why. This is why you like your house, because it's filled with happy memories. So you're probably going to tell me why, and you're going to talk about the memories and give me more detail about the memories. But when you say big houses are best, what does that tell us? I thought you were talking about your house, not just big houses. And D, my family lives in a good house. That's another way of saying my family lives in a nice house. Very simple, very boring, and very dull, lacking detail. And it's not making it interesting for the reader to continue. So, B. Number 3, my dormitory. This is your topic. The best topic sentence would be either A, B, C, or D. My dormitory has never felt like home to me. B, I live in a dormitory. C, dormitories are where students live. And D, the cafeteria. So, since you're going to talk about your dormitory, we could exclude the cafeteria. Sorry. Because you're talking about the cafeteria, right? And dormitories, C, dormitories are where students live. Well, everybody knows that. That's not related to our topic. Everybody knows that dormitories are where students live, so that's not really interesting. And I live in a dormitory. That's also not interesting. B. So our best candidate would be A. My dormitory has never felt like home to me. And it's going to tell us, we expect that you're going to tell us why in the following sentences. So, correct answer is A. So, these were 3 examples of topic sentences and how you decide on a topic sentence. Topic sentences are very important, and they should be considered carefully when you write your paragraph. Let's move on to another topic in this chapter, chapter 2. And this is kind of something that would help you visualize your ideas. Your ideas are in your mind, in your brain, and you're kind of organizing them. This is the same way but on a piece of paper. And it kind of helps you visualize how your ideas are connected and related to each other, and in what form. So you might draw circles or squares or triangles and connect them with lines. It doesn't really matter the shape you choose or the method you use, so long as your ideas are basically put on a piece of paper. They don't have to be in an organized way. It's the step that comes after putting them on a piece of paper, and that is drawing a graphic design to connect or organize these ideas and relate them to each other. There's no one way to do this, but an example of this would be on page 29. It would be, it would look something like this. Okay? Where you have the topic in the middle, the main topic. My neighborhood is fascinating because people from all over the world live in it. So that's our main idea. And these oval shapes contain details. Okay? And remember that we've read this paragraph before. So here on this side you have ethnic shops and restaurants, and you give 3 examples related to these ethnic shops and restaurants. So scent of lemons, you mentioned something about the smell. Scent of curries, and cheeses, vegetables, and spices. So you kind of gave examples of the ethnic shops and restaurants, and these are the ideas related to these ethnic shops and restaurants. The smells of the types of food from all over the world, and the tastes. Now, on this side, you have different languages, which are not related to food, but to languages, and you would probably mention 1 or 2 languages spoken in your neighborhood. On this side, neighbors take pride in neighborhood, and in what form do they take their pride? The plants and flowers, and you give 2 examples of plants and flowers. So that's using this graphic design to actually visualize your ideas and organize them and relate them to each other. It's a method when you come to seriously write about a topic. It's a very useful method that comes in handy in that moment. And you might scribble, around for a long time or a significant time to put all the ideas you would like to include in your topic on a graphic design such as this one, and you might have more than 1 draft for this that would actually end up or lead into becoming or growing into a proper outline. Right. So using a graphic organizer is something useful. Now this page was intended or left blank because I was thinking maybe we could draw something that would look like it, but it seems that it's not going to work today. But anyway, looking at it in the book would help you out. Right. Now, this is a totally different topic, but definitely related. But it's something of a technique that would help you make what you write more interesting. And that is using, giving reasons with since. What we mean by that is because and since have almost the same meaning, right? So when you say because, when you say since, it usually means because. It's kind of another way of saying because. When is this? When since it doesn't refer to a point of time in the past, because they both express cause. And what we mean by that is when you say, I've been in this neighborhood since 1886. I don't know, that's what, more than 100 years ago. So, or this house has been in this neighborhood since 1986. That's different. That's a different since. It's the same one, but a different use. This since is equivalent to because. So, to make a long story short, let's take an example. And I'm sure probably this type of sentence has been introduced to you in other courses, grammar courses. And here, the sentence we have, since quite a few people in the neighborhood come from the Middle East, there are many great Middle Eastern shops and restaurants here. Right. So you can change since into because. You can change since here and into the word because, and the meaning would still be the same. But using since is much more elegant or much more eloquent. So since quite a few people in the neighborhood come from the Middle East, you're giving the reason first. There are many Middle Eastern restaurants and shops here. So it's kind of answering the question, why are there many great Middle Eastern restaurants and shops in this neighborhood? Well, I gave you the answer right at the beginning. It's because quite a few people in the neighborhood actually come from the Middle East. So since quite a few people in the neighborhood come from the Middle East, there are many great Middle Eastern shops and restaurants here. So it's kind of giving the reason ahead of time. So a very interesting technique. Try to apply it in your homeworks. This is the homework. This is the first homework for today. Do the exercise on page 32 and post your answer in the course forum. Not in the email, course forum, please. Now, last but not least, this is a very important matter that never ends, by the way. This never ends all your life as long as you write something. And that is revising and editing. All of the sentences in a paragraph should develop the main idea in the topic sentence. If they don't, there are two things you can do. So you wrote your paragraph with, I don't know how many sentences, 13, 14, or 20 sentences, but you need to revise them. And when you revise them, you found some interesting points to consider. And that is, you wrote your topic sentence, but the details you actually provided that support the main idea or the main topics, the topic sentence, are deviant. They actually don't. They actually don't support your topic sentence. So what do you do in that case? If you like the ideas, if you find that you started to write about an idea that is different from the idea in your topic sentence, and you like the new idea, you can change your topic sentence to reflect the new idea. So the easiest way is fine, just erase your topic sentence and write another one. But however, if you like your topic sentence, just keep it and change the details you wrote. Either way, revising and editing makes you discover these problems. So you just can't hand in, you can't write a paragraph or a composition and hand it in or publish it right away without revising. That's usually very, very terrible to do. It's a must that you do revising and editing. Because when you write, you usually need two or three drafts minimum to make your composition look or sound the way it should be. It should. Because you know, when you write the first time, there are a lot of distractors and distractions, and you probably, after writing your composition and leaving it for a while, and then coming back, discover that you probably put in some details that shouldn't be here, or you find that there are some details that are lacking that should be included in your composition, and that kind of revising refines your paragraph or composition to a level that would make it very, very appealing and very informative and very interesting for the reader or to the reader. And always remember this: when someone writes something, usually the piece of writing is there to stay and for other people to read. If what you write is not going to be read ever, so what's the use in putting all of this effort into it? What is written by you is intended to be read by someone else. So it has to be neat and clear. Right. I don't know why. Right. So the homework, the second homework you have for this lecture is doing the exercise on page 32 and also posting your answer on the student forum. Oh, sorry, no, we're going the wrong way. Sorry. Right. The second homework is this one, doing your exercise, and that's exercise number 1, revising for content on page 35. And we will discuss it in the next live lecture. So don't post anything. You're supposed to kind of read the paragraph or the topic in the middle of the page about a neighborhood. I really advise you to read this very carefully and actually do the revisions and editing yourself and see what kind of observations, what kind of ideas that come up and write them down so we can discuss them when I see you next time in the live lecture. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.